how to sell on Poshmark on the screen? Just want to double check.
How does all, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Sí.
Se me hace tan raro hablar en inglés con ustedes dos. Okay, so first things first, did you guys create your Poshmark account?
No.
No? Okay, no problem. I know Grace is very intuitive with social media and everything, so I'm sure you'll be fine, but I included instructions. You just download the app or do it on your desktop, just going to poshmark.com, filling out your basic information. Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing I'd like to talk with you guys about is how to source stuff, right? Because in order to sell on Poshmark, you need items to sell, right? So for me, the first thing I've done is basically sell out of my closet, right? Like go through my closet and see what things are in good condition that I can sell. And so far, I was doing the math the other day, 60% of the items that I've sold are all are from my closet, right? And they're not like super high-end or luxury items. They're just things that are in good condition, like good leggings, that I can sell, right? So don't think that, oh my God, I have to go and invest a bunch of money in order to sell. Okay. Oh, and I have to ask you, are you guys okay with me recording this? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Then this is my favorite. This is my favorite way of sourcing items to sell. I'll go to Goodwill, which is used clothes, right? And source. But there's two types of Goodwill that I want you guys to know about, right? So there's the basic one where you go to a store and at the store you just buy a regular store. But there are also Goodwill bins where esto es un mercado. O sea, they put like huge buckets of clothes, right? And people go there and you go and you buy per the pound, right? So obviously it's going to be a lot, your profit margins are going to be a lot higher if you shop here, right? I'm going to try doing this on Friday, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. But you can buy like pounds and pounds of clothes for $10. But in these are all donations. So if you guys go, like, use a mask, right? Use gloves because you literally don't know, right, what you're gonna find there. But it's the best way to source. Okay. Also, like my first question when I started reselling was, what the hell do I buy? Like, what can I find? So the first thing that I did was go to ChatGPT and see what brands of clothes people are buying, especially Gen Z, right? And ChatGPT will tell you what to buy. But like big like br brands that sell really well are Lululemon, right? That's something that's gonna sell no matter what. Vori, Nike, I haven't sold any, right? Trendy fashion, kids these days are into free people, anthropology. Basically anything that is good material, right? Like if you, I have a lot of Forever 21 stuff, right? That's probably not going to sell really well, right? Because for like 10 more dollars, someone can get it for new, right? So it's just like making sure that what you get is high quality, right? Um, First of all, and Rolando and I went through this a little bit yesterday, like how do you even create a listing, right? If you're used to your phone, it's pretty simple, right? Like it's, in my opinion, very intuitive, right? You click on the sell button right here. And then there's two options. It'll give you the classic list and the smart AI to upload the picture. I always use the classic list. I feel that smart AI just complicates stuff in this case, but you do you. And then you just click on this little photo icon and you choose your photos to edit. Okay. When you select your pictures, it'll give you the option to select them all at the same time. I find it easier to edit when I select one at a time, right? Just a quick note on that. And then this part in the listing, you're going to like add all the information about the product. Um, we'll go a little bit more into detail about the listing details, but what's really, really important here is the title and the descriptions. So the title and the descriptions is basically what the algorithm is going to use to match your product to whatever someone is potentially looking for. Okay. So something I use all the time to write good descriptions is Chat GPT. And I'll ask GPT, help me write a good title and description for my Poshmark listing. I'm selling this thing, right? So in this case, an olive green North Face jacket in great condition in size medium. Okay. So Chat GPT is going to tell me exactly what titles to add. Like I can choose from here, right? And then the different descriptions, right? So that's the best way to come up with descriptions, and it's going to save you a lot of time. Okay. So that's my recommendation. Sometimes it'll be a little bit very robotic. So edit it a little bit, right? So it doesn't sound like a robot wrote it. But yes, that's a good way to do it. So after you add in the descriptions, this part is if it's new, right? New with tags, you add new with tags. That means it's a new, because sometimes at Goodwill, you'll find new items, right? You can also style tags like athletic if it's clothes, gym clothes, or ahorita está de moda Y2K, right? Anything Y2K style. So you add Y2K to anything that could describe the clothes, okay? Here, original price, for me, I don't remember what everything I bought cost, right? So what I do, and I'll show you how to use Google Lens, right? I'll go and like either try to find the product online to see what the original cost was, or you just calculate, right? Like basic, like Madewell jeans tend to be 120, so you just add 120, right? Um, then this is the price that they suggest, right? But I'm gonna show you how to do a little bit more research on how to actually look at the pricing that makes sense, okay? So after you add all of that information, you just click list. Now, these are different options that that you can share your closet because basically you're making an online closet and you can share it in different platforms, right? I have only shared it to Poshmark. I have not done it on my Facebook or Pinterest. So I would kind of wait until you feel more comfortable with Poshmark to do that. And then if you feel comfortable at a certain point with Poshmark and you want to automate I'll explain what the counter offers are. That's like when someone says, if I add a price, something that says like it'll cost $50, right? And someone says, oh, I'm giving you 40, I can give you $40 for it. You can automate um Poshmark accepting that offer, right? But that's a little bit more detailed, so you can learn how to do that later. Okay, so this is important, right? How you set your pricing, okay? So first we're gonna go through Google Lens and Poshmark Lens, okay? So we're gonna continue using this as an example right here, okay? So you go to Google Lens on your phone, on your browser, right? You click on this thing that says get the app and it'll prompt to this that you see on screen. Okay. And I'll share this deck so you guys can reference it if you ever need it. But you add the picture and right there you can start, if the product information is available, you'll be able to see how much this product originally costs or how much people are actually selling it for, right? What that does is, let's say you think, oh my God, I spent 200 bucks on this. I can get at least 150. Let's say you think that. And then like you go online and you see people are selling it for 30 bucks. You know that your pricing is out of range, right? So it gives you a good idea of what you can actually sell this for. Okay. So what I do is I'll put this in Google Lens and I'm like, okay, so I see that on Poshmark, other people are selling it for 150, right? And then some people on other places are selling it for 125. So if I'm the shopper and I see this, right? Because people are savvy, right? And if they're shopping for this, you're not gonna set your price at 170 if someone can get it for 150 or 125, right? So you do that, and you can also use this tool within Poshmark that you find by going to your main screen, right? And you click on this little shop button. And then you have to make sure you're on that filter. And then there's a little camera right here. Now, this is an important detail, okay? So you upload your picture here, right? On the Posh lens, and you can see what people have posted the like similar items with, okay? But these are different brands, right? So you're like, okay, different brands, similar. Okay. So this is what I do. I'll go to the filter and add the brand, but I filter by sold porque I want to see what people actually were able to sell it for. Because I'm not going to do anything looking at the listings, oh, $25, great. But like, what did people actually sell it for, right? So you see here, I was like, okay, look at me. I can probably sell this for 100. Not really. There's one for $55. Okay. But in my book and in my opinion, if it's something I've already used and like it was already in my closet and I'm not like emotionally attached in some way to it, it's like anything is a win if it was already in your closet, like in my opinion. But to each his or her own. Okay. Now, other ways you can price strategically too. You are going to be able to see, like you see on screen here, people who are liking your stuff, right? So here I have these like Lululemon shorts, these jeans, and I'm like, okay, so Fulanita likes this dress, let's say. I'm like, okay. And let's say I've had it there for like a good month and I haven't sold it, or maybe less, right? I'm like, okay, let me make an offer to whoever likes this. Okay. Whoever likes that product. So you can select here, you click on that, and then it'll prompt you to give offer to likers, right? And you can change the price to the person who liked it or just like the general pricing. Okay. So that's a good tip to learn. Now, there's also bundles, okay? So on Poshmark, you'll see how quickly people are going to start following your closet because it's like a Facebook for it's like having friends with people who have closets, right? So you like each other's stuff, right? And then you'll start seeing, for example, this girl, she liked my aloe yoga bra, sports bra, and she liked these black aloe leggings that I'm selling, right? So I was like, okay, if I sell two items, I'll give you an offer, right? Te doy descuento. I'll give you a discount. So you can create bundles. Like the system will prompt you to give bundles to people so you can give them discounts, right? So just keep that in mind as well. So there's lots of strategies you can use to sell your stuff a lot quicker. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay,
Nope.
great. So Poshmark fee structure. Okay. Anything, if you sell anything under $15, Poshmark is going to take a flat fee of $2.95, like flat, right? Anything above $15, Poshmark takes a 20% commission, right? So most resellers, if you buy something, right, you want to aim to at least, they say like at least a 50% margin, like at least, okay? And I'll give you more like I'm not the best at math, but I'll give you like numbers that make sense to me, okay? So general recommendation, right? Let's say I bought some Lululemon sports bra for $10, right? I want to at least ideally sell it 3 times that price, okay? So en 9 por 3, 27, ¿verdad? Ok, 27. Pero a ese 27, you want to add a 10% so that they feel that they're negotiating with you. When they're like, oh, no, 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 quiero un descuento. Okay, dale. So you give a little bit of room to giving a discount. Okay. So the minimum margin that you should aim for is between 30 and 40%, right? Ideal, like, wow, que cool, 50, 70%, right? High end is 100%, más de 100%, ¿verdad? Entonces, I asked ChatGPT, mira, eso de porcentaje, it's confusing to me. Just tell me the numbers. Okay, tell me the numbers. So if a lot of the items I buy are in this range, like $10 range. Okay. So if I'm like, okay, I want at least a 100% margin, ya sé que I have to sell it like $43 on Poshmark. Okay. Y el mínimo, like mínimo que lo voy a vender, 50% margin. Okay. In my opinion, and this is me, if I'm gonna make less than that margin, I always buy stuff I like. Prefiero quedármelo o regalarle a alguien que vender. You know what I mean? Like, but that's a personal choice, right? This is just my opinion, that part. But here's a chart of and taking into consideration the Poshmark fees. Okay. So more tips, right? Take great pictures. A lot of it is aesthetic, right? And by great pictures, I mean like good lighting, right? It can always be a little bit better, but don't fake it. Like if there's a flaw, just add, you need to add a picture because they're going to request a refund if there's a hole in the shirt and you don't include a hole, right? Hopefully you're not selling shirts with holes, but like if there's something like, for example, I bought this Madewell jacket that I didn't realize had a hole inside, right? That you can't really see from the outside. In the pictures, I'm going to include that because if not, they're going to request a refund most likely, right? And you every seller is given like when someone buys something for you from you, they give you a review, right? So you want to make sure that your reviews are great because otherwise if I see a review that says, oh, this guy sold me this really shitty a shirt, I'm probably not gonna buy from that person. So you always want to make sure you're honest, right? um Always take pictures of the tag. Okay, like a lot of people are very particular about like the materials of stuff. So take a picture of the tag if you can and include that in your listings, right? And take multiple angles as well. If you're gonna post the shoes, que se vea todos los lados, right? You know, you guys know what a good vos sos arquitecto y Grace, vos haces diseño gráfico, you know perfectly what a good picture is. Okay. So this could be better, right? But basically, and you don't have to use a mannequin. Like, just look at Poshmark, different pictures you can post, like ideas of how to take pictures, right? But basically, it's a close-up showing the tag, right? Showing the zippers, very basic stuff, right? I bought ¿cómo se llama? On Amazon. Vamos a ver si lo pueden ver ahí, como una de estas. Esto, like this makes pictures, the tripod. If you're gonna do reselling like intensely, good idea to buy these things, right? Or you know the little pictures that you, not pictures, the little cameras you can put on your phone, the lights. Ahí les puedo mandar de Amazon. Eso ayuda un montón. Okay. Like this measurements. This isn't a particularly great picture, but I just wanted to use it as an example because it's going to save you time. People will always ask you, what's the seam of your the pants? ¿Cuánto mide esto? So like adding that is going to just save you so much time, right? And also including the size. It's like the more info you can give them, the better because that way you're spending less time back and forth answering questions because people will always have questions. Okay. Descriptions, right? This is where you're going to tell people everything they need to know about the product that they're buying, right? Brand, size, fit, condition, right? Again, use ChatGPT for this. Super easy. They optimize it so that you give a good description. And this is how the product is going to look on if someone searches for it, right? And just FYI, like when you see the pricing here, so you'll see like 30 versus 10. This is not like, this is what it costed me originally, the shirt. You know what I mean? Like that. So just FYI. Okay. So I want to explain something that's really important with Poshmark. There's an algorithm behind it, right? Like Poshmark will favor your listing if you are more engaged, right? If you're more active, if you're liking closets. And right? There's a way to automate this because we don't have the time to be like siguiendo gente, following people, liking their stuff and all that, right? So there are different apps, like this app right here, Prime Lister. You connect it. It's super easy, right? You connect it to your Poshmark account and it'll automatically share, like, let's say someone shares your closet, right? Or follows you, it'll automatically follow that person too, or share their closet, or it'll like things for you, right? Within Poshmark. Because the algorithm, the more active you are, the more it's going to favor your listings and show your listings more. Okay. Now, lastly, shipping, right? When you sell something on, ¿sí? Pasó Rolando.
Tengo una pregunta.
Ajá.
Anótale la diapositiva anterior, por favor.
Esta.
Este Prime Lister, una vez que lo conectas,
Ujú.
ya no necesitas utilizarlo de nuevo. O sea, ya queda seteado para siempre o
Ya
cómo es
queda
la vaina.
seteado. Ya queda
Ok,
seteado.
ok,
Sí,
ok.
ya queda
Perfecto.
seteado. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Let me double ch I'm 90% sure I did it without a subscription and it's free, but let me double check on that one. When you signed up yesterday, Rolando, or the other day, did it make you pay something? No, ¿verdad?
No.
Okay, then it's tranquilo. Like this is just, it's gonna follow new people, and you can automate different things where you, let's say you wanted to create, but you know, the bundles we were talking about earlier, like, oh, two shirts, I'll give you a discount, right? If you like two shirts, I'll give you, okay, you can do stuff like that, right? A little bit more advanced, but I think you need to pay for like a little bit more advanced, right? So it really depends on what you're looking for. But for the general stuff that we want it for, you're good to go. Just automatically set it up. Okay. Shipping. So once you say make a sale, they are going to email you. They are going to email you a USPS label. Okay. This label you print it out and you just put it on a package. Okay. And then you go to the US to either UPS or USPS office, give the package, they send it. Okay. Now, I have a couple tips here. So the label, the free label is USPS. Okay. In Estados Unidos, in recent years, something that I've noticed is that there is more UPS versus USPS, right? Yo como que, oh, el UPS is far away from me, como que qué pereza. But in perdón, in UPS, they will take USPS packages for you, right? Out of courtesy. So they pick up packages there twice a day. So that's something important to know, right? And if you can, just ship it either the same day or the next day because you are rated on how fast you ship stuff, right? When you, something I've noticed is that, voy a ver, ¿será que no se puede ver aquí? When, and I'll send you a screenshot through my phone, right? When you get like you get the notice that you sold something, right? It tells you, okay, communicate with your buyer, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes when I'll take packages to USPS, they take like 2 days to start scanning. So I always message the buyer. I'm like, hey, and I take a picture at USPS. I'm just dropping off your package, FYI, right? Like that makes a huge difference. Just like knowing, okay, ya fue la persona, but it's not scanning yet. And so far, all of the people who have bought for me, like they've given me good reviews because I really do like, hey, here's your tracking number. Hey, you know, just do a little bit extra for them, right?